pick your coaches. Okay, so each of you pick your coaches. So first of all, you're going to invite her. Invite her. Say, can we have a fair fight for change?
Sweetheart, can we have a fair fight for change?
All right. So there we are. We're at number 2. So now you, and we'll go with Ray. Even though LeBron and Mike are you're your coach. Before you talk to her about it, talk to him, but loud enough so people can hear you.
So loud enough so they can hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
So what is your concern?
My concern is that my wife and I, we are newlyweds, and we live in different cities, 12 hours apart, trip. And so I'm looking forward to the day when we can live together.
Okay. My question to you would be, have you had this conversation with her in the past?
Yes, I have.
Is
Okay.
it a point?
So we want to coach just in the process.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Got
in the
it.
process. You
Got it.
just want to help him get his concern clear and specific.
Right.
At this
All right.
point, should he also know what he's asking for?
Well, no, he doesn't even know what he's asking for.
Okay.
So you just want to make sure. He started out, he shared that they're living 12 hours apart.
Okay.
So what's his specific concern that he wants to share with her?
My specific concern is for her to explore all possibilities of moving to Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Okay. So it sounds like you're getting to what you're going to be asking for. But what is your concern in terms of your relationship with her? You talked about that you're living 12 hours apart. You talked about that you're newlyweds. You talked about what you're hoping for. But what's your specific concern that involves her?
My specific concern is for emotional and physical oneness, being able to have the opportunity to actually live together as a
All
couple.
right. So what I hear you saying is that you're concerned that, how many months have you been married? About how many? About a year?
May.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that your concern is that despite you all committing your lives to each other,
Yes.
you're not living in a way that you can be emotionally and physically close. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
So say that to your coach just one time before you share it with her.
My concern is that my desire is that we will be able to.
Just your concern, not what you're asking for.
My concern is that we will be able to live together, to be able to share one another's life emotionally, physically, socially, and spiritually, as to via telephone every day.
Right. Go back to just your concern. It's what I heard from you is that even though you've committed your lives together, you're not living in a way that allows you to be physically and emotionally close on a regular basis.
My concern is that we will. Sorry.
It's okay. This
My
part of
concern-
this struggle is an important part of it.
Yeah.
Coming up with exactly what is the concern.
My concern is that we will be able to live together and emotionally, socially, spiritually together.
Okay.
And we're not having that.
Okay.
Too much.
And we don't have that.
We don't have that.
Okay. How'd that sound to you?
Good.
Does that sound clear and specific?
Somewhat.
You want to help them get it more clear and specific?
So, if I understand what you're saying is, you're committed to your wife, and you would like to cohabit with her, you'd like to live with her, so you can be physically and emotionally available to each other on a day-to-day basis. Is that what it is?
Yes.
All right, so,
socially and spiritually as well.
yeah. So one more time, because I want to make sure before you share this with her that you've got this really clear. One more time, share it with your coach as if he was your wife, which, that's a different story.
My concern is that we will be able to cohabitate, we'll be able to live together spiritually, socially, and emotionally. And
Okay, so that's your concern, and that's not happening.
that's not happening.
Okay, Coach, does that sound clear enough?
It does.
Okay, so now that you've gotten it clear with your coach, you're going to look in her eyes and you're going to say to her, here's my concern or complaint.
Katrina, here's my concern and complaint. We have been married for a short period of time, and my desire is that concern is that we'll be able to live together soon, cohabitate, so that we can have social, spiritual, and intimacy, both sexually and emotionally.
Okay. So Katrina, you're just going to repeat back what you heard. So just tell them what you heard. What I heard was. All right. What I heard. All right. Tell Ray what you heard. What I heard is.
What I heard is that you want to live together under one roof so that we can live as a married couple, emotionally, physically, and socially.
Did she get it right?
That's correct. Yes.
So you're going to just show some appreciation. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now go back to your coach and tell your coach exactly what you're going to be asking for. Exactly what you're going to ask for. We're on number 6. You're going to.
This is a clear, specific, measurable request for change. You're going to, what exactly are you requesting from your wife?
Is that we explore all possibilities of living together so that we can experience emotional, social, physical, and spiritual intimacy.
So Coach, explore is a very ambiguous word.
It is.
So you want to help him get that really specific, so there's no doubt what he's asking
Experience.
for.
What is the specific end result that you are hoping for?
That we will be able to enjoy and experience emotional and social and spiritual intimacy.
So Coach, we want to keep it simple. What's he asking for?
What are you asking for? Right?
What's the behavior or action that you're asking for?
Specifically, I'm asking for her to
What action are you asking for?
explore all possibilities of moving to the area of Jacksonville, so that we can experience and enjoy married life.
So more specifically, just exploring, what is your end result that you're requesting?
For her to move to Jacksonville. That's what I was saying. It's obvious.
Did you say
What are you going to ask from your wife?
I'm going to ask my wife to move to Jacksonville.
Okay. All right. That part of the process is real important when you're doing this. All right, because it may be perfectly clear to us, but we want to translate that perfectly clear to us to perfectly clear request to the other person.
I mean, it seemed like it was the elephant in the room. I mean,
Okay. Good. All right. So now you've gotten that real clear. So you're going to ask her for what you want. And all she's going to do is repeat back what she hears.
Katrina, I'm asking if you would move to Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Renard, you want me to move to Jacksonville, North Carolina, not to Fort Bragg.
Thank you.
She repeated back, it was accurate, he thanked her. So Katrina, now it's your turn to talk to your coach about this.
Okay, so this is the point where we decide if this is something that's a yes, a no, or a yes with conditions.
It's a yes with conditions.
Okay, do you know what those conditions are? Have you thought them through?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to tell me what they are before you tell him?
I have commitments and obligations there that I can't close down yet.
Okay, do you have a timeline that you could close them down? Do you want to offer that up to him?
It's financially based.
Okay, so is there a set number or a set space in your head? So if you're going to give them conditions, I think that they have to be specific conditions.
When we can afford to live together, because I've already established myself. Don't want to put that expense on him.
Okay, so you want to say yes, and you want to say yes with conditions. And the conditions, what I'm hearing you say, is when you are financially able to. But I think you have to be specific about what financially able to looks like to you, so that he has something in his head that he can see what you're working towards. So what would that be?
When you can cover the expenses until I could get either the house rented out or sell it.
I will move here. You can say yes, you'll move here when you can get the house rented or sold. Okay. And is that something that you're already actively pursuing?
No, because my daughter's coming back home,
Okay.
so I can't.
So Coach, you're exactly on track. You want to continue this dialogue exactly the way you are
Okay.
to get everything out there.
Okay.
To change the dynamics of it.
Because your daughter needs somewhere to come home to. Could she come home to your new home in North Carolina?
That's an idea to explore.
Okay. So you want to tell him yes when you're financially able to and you have arrangements made for your daughter, right? Am I hearing correctly? Okay. So financially able to, what you're saying is when you could rent the house or sell the house, correct? Okay. But you're saying you can't rent or sell it until you have accommodations for your daughter.
Making a choice to come back home.
Okay. So I think that you need to look at the options of what does that mean, arrangements for your daughter. Setting her up somewhere on her own, bringing her to North Carolina, what plays into that for you?
Bringing her if she desires to come. She's old enough to be on her own, but she needs a lot of support.
So your yes with conditions would be if your daughter comes with you? Is that what I'm hearing? If that's what she desires?
Or yes, with conditions if I can be employed here and just keep the house.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you then is yes if your daughter comes here and you sell or rent the house, or yes if you find a job here and your daughter could stay in the house there. Is that correct? Okay. All right, is there anything
I mean,
else?
if those two things happen, if she can either sell or rent the house, or find a job here that makes it possible to keep the house, and this is not an or, it's an and her daughter either agrees to come here or says she's not coming here and takes responsibility for her own life.
Okay.
Is she saying that if those things, when those things happen, she's moving here?
Okay.
That's what we want to get clear. Or is there more?
Okay. So if your daughter either moves here with you and you sell or rent the house, or if you find a job here and keep the house for your daughter to live in, once you meet those requirements, one or the other, are you prepared to make the move?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Is there anything else? Those are the two things that are holding you back. Okay.
Is there a timetable? Let's see if we can get a timetable.
Okay, is there a timetable that you're working on, either to, I guess, is there a timetable to start this
Okay,
process?
no side conversation, sorry, Ray.
When do you hope to make, I guess what I see as the first big step is your daughter. So have you addressed this with her yet?
She hasn't even gotten to home yet. She's coming in next month.
Okay. Do you have a timeline that you think that you could tell Ray that I can get all these logistics figured out within X amount of time?
A school year. This is usually when you get transferred or hired. It's So hopefully by the beginning of next week, which would be September, August.
Okay, so you're saying that your timeline is either August or September, or it might be a whole nother year beforehand?
Depending on school districts and how they hire their staff,
Okay,
fill their spots.
okay. Great. Is that refined enough that she can present her yes with conditions to Ray, or do we need to
Let
keep
me
going?
make sure I'm hearing what I think, what you're saying. You're saying that if you rented or sold the house, you don't need to wait for the school issues. It's only if you didn't rent or sell the house, then you would need, you want to wait until you have a job that allows you to continue to pay for the house. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. And that doing that could take up until August, September, when the new school year starts. That you will have either rented or sold the house, or maybe found a job up here that allows you to continue to keep the house. Is that accurate? And the issue with your daughter is she hasn't gotten here yet, but you're going to invite her to come here with you, is what I understand you're saying. I don't know, he hasn't said what he thinks about that. But that you'd invite her to come here with you, and she could either choose to do that or choose not to do that, and that's something that you're also committed to. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, if she chooses not to, then I feel that she needs the support to stay there.
Okay, so we want to get real clear. You're saying if your daughter made a choice that she's not coming, that would sort of give her veto power over you and Ray living as a married couple
No.
together. So what are you saying?
That I would come here and just support the house there and let her stay
So
in the house.
financial support, not necessarily physical support of
Right.
being there.
Okay. So even if she said no, you would still come.
Right.
Okay. So practice
You're going to tell me
saying,
what you want to say to Ray?
practice with your coach one more time. Say, yes, I want to do that, and here's what I need to happen in order to do that.
Yes, I would want to move to Jacksonville, but with conditions.
Okay.
And those conditions would be that I find a job here and then support the house there, let my daughter live in the house, or invite her to come here with me
Okay.
and sell the house.
Okay. And your timeline for that?
Would be finding a job at a school.
Okay. All right. Now you tell me.
Raynard, I would love to move here to Jacksonville with conditions that that I either keep the house and let Jaleesa stay in the house, or and find a job here, or sell the house and invite her to come live with us here.
Okay. What I heard was that you are willing to move here on conditions, and that is in 6 months before school starts, you will be willing to move here. Whether or not your daughter comes here or stays here and in your house in Hinesville, Georgia.
Is that what you said? If that's not what you feel like you said, then you
Yeah.
have to say back to him, let me clarify, and let me say again, this is what I said.
The condition is, yes, I would love to move here under the conditions that I first find a job here and either keep the house or rent the house out.
Wait a second, there's a whole other component you're missing there.
Yeah, she
Well, your daughter, the option of her moving here or staying in the house.
Right, she has the option to stay in the house and I keep the house, or she can move here with us.
Okay. Okay, your condition is yes. You're willing to move here. You want to find a job first. And as far as the house, you will either sell or rent a house if you move here. And if your daughter seems like she will be coming on board in May, and she will need a place to stay, so she will have an option of either coming here or by renting rent the house out there, or still sell it, or either that or stay there in your house in Georgia.
Do you feel like you clearly understands what you were saying?
It's clear.
You want to do it one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, I want to move here with conditions. The conditions are that I find employment and/or keep the house. Let Jaleesa live there, and/or invite her to come live here.
Okay, what if I have questions?
You just, right now, you're gonna have a chance to
We'll talk
talk to
a minute.
her.
Questions about the conditions?
You're
No.
not agreeing to anything.
You're not agreeing, we're just making sure you heard her accurately, and then you and your coach are gonna.
That's the next
Go
step for
back.
you and
That's
I
the
to
next
have that
step. Okay.
discussion.
All right. Okay. So the conditions, yes, you are willing to move here, but first and foremost, you need to be gainfully employed. And not only be gainfully employed, but there are conditions. And one of those conditions is regarding your daughter, whether or not she wants to move here or come here with you or not, and regarding the house, whether or not you would